Hello everyone, this is Amit and I'm back with second edition of ET with AK. What I'm going to do today is read Economic Times with you, and there is no preparation to this. I haven't read this before because this is how it should be. You pick up a newspaper and you just read it. So I'll read a few of the headlines and few of the advertisements as I always do, and then we'll summarize everything. I'll try to keep it short and simple. And so the first minute I'll tell you why you should read, and then how exactly you should read Economic Times regularly. First thing, you must read it because it helps in impressing a girl. It helps in getting a job. It helps in sounding more intelligent. So it has multiple uses. Whatever is your end objective, it can still add value. And I discussed that a lot in my last video. So this time let's focus on newspaper. So what I have in my hand is an edition of Economic Times, and this is on 23rd February edition. And what I'll do is I'll go across few of the headlines that I see, few of the advertisements that is there, and then we'll go. So let's come to the first headline. The first headline says Micromax dials Alibaba SoftBank for stake sale. That's an interesting piece of news for all MBA grads and all business people. First thing to bring your mind: what is Alibaba? What is SoftBank? There's nothing called a hard bank. So what is SoftBank? What is Alibaba? Micromax, we all know that's an Indian brand of uh, handheld phones and other electronic devices. And why are they dialing in for Alibaba and SoftBank? So anyone who's an MBA grad who wants to understand business, anyone who is getting into business, should quickly look into what is Alibaba, what is SoftBank, and try to analyze uh, year-on-year profits, year-on-year investment of Micromax. That is the first news that we have covered. Let me go to the next one. Next one again says Infi to go for more buyouts. Sikka. So I'm assuming you all would be knowing who Mr. Sikka is. If not, again, you have Google at your disposal. Please try to find out. It's important to know him. Knowing him won't get you a job directly, but definitely helps you sound more intelligent, and his career might inspire a few of you. Yeah, so that's one point. And the moment I look at the second half of the newspaper, wow, and television. Yeah, let's have a look. Yes, right. So there's a whole new news. There's a whole new entertainment channel which is being launched. They've spent a lot. They have put the thing in front page, and as I always say, any news which is coming on the front page means the business is difficult. So why would and television put an expensive advertisement and launch Shah Rukh Khan in it and put it on the front page? Because there is a lot of TRP competition in market already. There are already hundreds of channels which you get, and there is one more channel which is entering. Um, so what do you make out of it? A couple of points. One, that even if there is a lot of competition, is there still a space of something new? Second, there is competition but quality content is not there. Or third, someone is so convinced about the quality of content the channel is going to present that they are investing. So as a business student, you should try to understand who are the investors, from where have they got the money, because very clearly they would have not started getting any profits for obvious reasons, because they haven't even started. So what is the business plan? Who put in the money in and television? Why is this been getting launched? And what could be the revenues coming from it? What's the competition? So this is how, when you look at an advertisement, you got to know And advertisement tells a lot of more. The thing tells about the culture, it tells about society. So if I look at this simple advertisement, I see, you know, it's a proper mix. There is a daily soap material Saas Bahu, I can see in the picture. Shah Rukh Khan, which depicts a reality show. And also there is one mythological or historical serial craze is going up. There is a young girl, so, and there is a modern mom. So it's like got everything, boss. Anything that runs in today's is already there on this newspaper or on this channel. So one advertisement says that we have everything that you like to watch. Now let me quickly move to a few of the other pages, and I'll try to keep it short because it's a 20 pages newspaper. Second and third are usually related to politics. I would ignore that uh, until unless there is something of really intense, because if I'm more interested into politics, it's good to know the headlines, what's going on. But I'd read probably some other newspaper which should have a deeper coverage. Economic Times would give me a coverage is sufficient to know what's happening, like Maldives arrests Nasheed for terrorism. Please Google who Mr. Nasheed is, why has been arrested. All that is there already in the newspaper. So anything over and above that, you can look into it. There is another advertisement of Vistara Airlines. So again, so one moment, you heard of Kingfisher doing bad, you heard of SpiceJet not getting fuel, and then there's someone else is launching a new airline in India, Vistara. Why is this getting launched? Is it, if there is so much of potential, why was Kingfisher forced to close the operations? Why other companies are having a crunch, wherein someone else is putting money to launch an aviation company? This needs to be understood from one stupid advertisement which they have put, which says Mumbai 5x daily. So there's a news Delhi newspaper edition, which means that Mumbai to Delhi 5x you can fly. And of course, there is an advertisement for cricket and laptops, which says that those guys, your life sucks, but we can't do much. You really have to bear it. So a very interesting advertisement, which I would say is a kind of negative advertisement. Can your laptop bounce back after hitting concrete? ThinkPad can. So, I mean, you have to be tough. So the message ThinkPad gives is got to be tough in today's lifetime. There is no, even if you get hit by concrete, you have to get back and work. Wow. But yeah, that's the reality in which we are living, and seems ThinkPad fits very well into that picture. Let me turn pages and move on to some other news. And always try to connect some dots wherever you can. Okay. Then again on fourth page is pure politics. Good to know, but let's move on to next one. Yeah, so Pepsi to go online with high-end brands. Wow, this is the other news item that you can see. Pepsi to go online. Why is everyone trying to go online? What's the kind of penetration online is the market is giving? While you can throw out very generic statement that online and e-commerce is the next big thing, is it exactly? Do you really think there are only 4 or 5 companies which advertise, which get the funding? And do you know that there are other 50, 100, 200, 300 e-commerce companies which mushroom, and then they are forced to close because they are not able to meet their operational expenses? Why does that happen? So we need to think on that. And in this scenario, Pepsi says that's going online with high-end brands. So high-end brands going online, can you connect the dots? That makes sense, right? So Pepsi is playing safe. While today you can order a 190 rupees or 200 rupees product from an Amazon or an eBay, Pepsi would like to go for their high-end products only when they are going to deliver online, because there is a whole lot of supply chain management, there's a whole lot of tracking back end going through it. And we need to understand, is it Pepsi going to do it on its own, or is it going to outsource? Thinking points. Next to that is, everyone's favorite AMOLAD. Wow. So you cannot really miss it. Garlic and herbs buttery spread. Yeah. So wow. So if you look at the prior, I don't know if it's a coincidence or is it planned. But there's an advertisement of a food and beverage stuff, food here, and you can see an beverage here. So while Pepsi would be selling its uh, nachos, kurkures, and also there is an advertisement of Amul buttery spread. You see some relation why both of these are placed in the same page. Just below that, there's a beer sales pack a punch. So beer sales is increasing. So a lot of food and beverage advertisement in one page. That gives some sense of why they are placed here. Now let me take a few more big news items, and I'll flip the pages with you. Okay. Okay, so there is a news item which says Snapdeal hires J. Venugopal to map out tech R&D activities. Now, why is this a news? A company hiring XYZ. Why is it worth coming in newspaper? Why does it really qualify to even be a news, and why you should be worried? You should be worried because these were promoter driven entrepreneurial companies which are today attracting best of the talent and have got the ability to pay. Where is that ability coming from? Where is that money coming from? Last time, now if you try to rate last time also, we saw that e-commerce companies are bleeding. They have been consistent going under loss. On the other side, you see they are trying to hire more and more talented people. What is the connection? And how are they able to do it? Is it a long-term plan? How long is the plan? What does it say about it? Would you like to work for such companies? That's a thought. Just below that, it says Travel app Trip 38 raises 6 crore to invest in tech and marketing. Another mobile-based application, which some gentleman has put in 6 crores of rupees. Wow! So how much can you bet on it? So someone is betting 6 crore, which means what is the future? Are people going to plan their travel more on the apps? And how will that be monetized? Do you think all the apps that you use in your phone, are they all generating good profits? What are the sources of the profit? Which app do you think is the most profitable app that you use in your phone? When you read this news, all these things should come into your mind. Coming to next is JK Tire advertisement. This is more of their uh, financial turnover numbers, which is rather a mandatory requirement to announce. So now let's look at this. Many people find these numbers very boring. So let me take a deep. It says standalone up 107% profit. Okay, consolidated up 56% up. Now you need to also look at and understand that vis-a-vis their competition, what is the growth? The 107% is year on year, 107% is quarter on quarter, and also need to look at, there are very few parameters which the company has reported. So for all those of you who are not finance background, or even those who are in finance background, so why are they publishing only these 4 items? So the items are turnover, EBITDA, PBT, PAT. What is turnover of the company? What do you mean by EBITDA? What do you mean by PBT? What do you mean by PAT? Why only these four parameters have been reported? So one thing is for sure that these are the most critical, most important, and probably these needs to be reported as per the statutory requirement. So if you have to brush up your basic finance for an interview, you must know these four things for sure, because this is something which companies are reporting. If nothing else, leave back, all other basic fundamental. Someone has spent a lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh of rupees in putting this advertisement here and reporting these numbers. So these numbers have a relevance. What does the turnover say about the company? What does EBITDA say about the company? What does PBT says about the company? What does PAT say about the company? What are their full forms? Thinking point, not very difficult if you're doing a B school course. For everyone else, look at these on Google, on your books. Very basic terms, should not be very difficult. And with that, I'll take up probably one advertisement, and then we'll close. Okay, so let's come to the last page. The last page has, wow, Jaguar advertisement, and the Jaguar advertisement definitely has its own aspiration value for a lot of people. So what do you think when you think of Jaguar? What do you think? What comes to your mind? Do you think it's a fancy car, it's a foreign car, it's a racing car, it's an expensive car? But who owns it? Think over it. Who owns it? Who are the owners? How was this company started? Was there one person who started making these cars? Who makes it now? Who owns this car? It says except starts from 46.71 lakhs, which, and then they have exchange start from 94.80 lakhs. For all my marketing friends, um, if you look at the variants of the bikes in the car that we use, why are these variants named in a particular way? Except XJ, someone would have an 10, 20, 30 series, someone else might have LX, VX series. Why are these categories made? And why is there price difference? If I look at the price difference is huge. While XF starts from 46 lakhs, XJ starts from 94 lakhs. So what are these differences? To whom are they targeting? Who started this company? Would you like to work for this company? I mean, these are the points that we need to think over this newspaper. With that, I'll close this newspaper. So as I always say, newspaper is not encyclopedia, but this is something which should um, initiate the curiosity in you. The moment you close your newspaper, you should pick up your encyclopedia, you should pick up Google, you should pick up Wikipedia and get to know about these companies. Think what's the reason that they are doing this, why the news in the newspaper, who is going to read it, what's going to be the impact on the different stakeholders being the company